stick the screws in and see how it looks with pressure on it. That's really nice. I'll have to round this a little bit, just roll it down so there's not a sharp edge right there, but I can do that. From about here forward, it's got to be rounded just a touch. But I really like that. That'll work. Where this flat surface goes up into that real steep drop there, that drop for the pistol grip is a touchy little place. I'll address that better when I've got it shaped where this is more down here where I can reach it. But on the flat end of it, which is where I am now, see, I've changed from 50 grit paper to 100 grit paper to 150 grit paper now. All I'm doing now, once you use your 50, sand block is more of a shaping tool. Woodworking is about sizing, shaping, and smoothing. And I'm down to the smoothing part now. Once the shaping's done, then the rest of sandpaper and sanding is just to get those marks out. Wish I could clamp this thing up where it's a little higher. This is tough on the back. And like it says, you can't always get what you want. That's still way too wide down here in the bottom. I have to keep in mind this is not fitting my hands. This young man that's getting this thing is a big boy and he's got big hands. I was using that big huge rasp a while ago, and I bet I didn't have a pound of pressure on it. It was cut like a razor blade. I remembered I took the time to stop and sharpen that thing a few months ago. I've sharpened this into where it just doesn't hardly have any teeth, but it cuts real fine. This one's probably not much over about 45, 50 years old. Before I get this too slick and smooth, I'm going to probably get that that young man in here and let him grip it. Make sure it's not still too big for him. It's kind of big, but this stock is 2 inches longer than normal, so it's going to seem big to match this part back here. It's got to be in proportion. It needs to not only work well, it needs to feel good, and it needs to look good in that order. If your stock fits you, you can shoot better. If you have to fuss with it, adjust it all the time, try to get your eye in the right place, constantly monkeying with it, adjusting it, you don't shoot well and you don't shoot quickly. You can train yourself to shoot accurate and still be quick about it. I had a friend that I used to make a lot of stocks for Model 52 Winchesters. He collected them. He had about 20 of them. And this guy's son was the traveling mechanic gunsmith for the U.S. Olympic shooting team. And there was a girl that was on the biathlete team where they shoot and ski. And she called him one night in a panic. She said, "This thing, it's something about it. I don't know what it is, but I'm fixing to fix it." Well, he didn't know what she's fixing to do to this gun, .22 rifle, target rifle. And she got an emery board and some sandpaper and maybe a pocket knife, and she started whittling on this multi-thousand-dollar gun. And he said the next morning he saw it, and it looked like it was butchered up. She went out and won a silver medal with it. It didn't look good, but it fit her. I'm going to stop right there, put this thing together and see how it feels. On second thought, before I even put the action in there, I've got to get rid of this ridge. This has to go. It's hitting my thumb real hard right in here, obviously. That's got to be dipped in. This is a lot like a Thompson Center Contender type stock. It's got that real heavy drop in it. This is one of those classic examples of form follows function. I wouldn't have, I don't want one of these myself, and I wouldn't have thought about making this stock for this particular action, but that's what the customer wanted, and the customer's always right. Next thing is hitting real hard. It's right here on my finger. It's hitting that sharp edge. Obviously it's got to go. Woo, that'll make it go. I had a stock I put on a mountain rifle, a Model 7 for myself years ago, and that was the first time I ever did this, putting a heavy bevel right there. I put it on both sides to make it symmetrical in front and back of the bottom metal. I put this bevel on there, and I left it kind of sharp. It was kind of the crisp line right there. But that's starting to fit my hand. So I've got this relieved. I still got a sharp edge here. I've got the curvature of the pistol grip pretty good. Your thumb can lay in there comfortably. You can reach the safety, and it's relieved for my shooting finger there. This is definitely a right hand piece. Obviously this the back of the receiver will taper down and get tighter and closer in here. I'll have to take a bunch off the sides. At its fattest point, it'll probably be up here around the clip, and then it'll start tapering off towards the front. The shape of that is good. The shape is good. There's a few little sand marks, a little bitty mark right there, and just some. I only took it down to 150, so I still got to go down a couple more grades. But anyway, I can start on this top now. I used to build all this and then try to cut that in there, and you end up gouging that little edge right there, and you end up, it don't turn out the same shape. If you put this in first and then lay that down, it's a lot easier. It's like building a house. You start with a foundation, build a house up. You don't build the roof, then lift it up and put the foundation underneath it. So it's easier to do this and then bring that down to the next. See, this is just bandsawed. That dust I mixed with my epoxy, this is where it comes from. I catch it on that board as I'm sanding. This is a really difficult area to work right here. This thing is not symmetrical. It's not meant to be symmetrical. It's meant to be right-handed. And because of that, it's relieved a lot deeper on this side to allow for your thumb. This symmetry runs out about right here, and it starts getting lopsided. But it's it's a very cramped quarter to work in down inside here and not hit this. So it's you have to tread lightly in places like this. still have my line here. I'm trying to make this symmetrical, which is not real easy to do, but it is possible. I haven't done this surface all the way to the very back. I have not done this. I'm just doing this front portion of the bottom. When I get this where I want it, then I'll connect that dot and that back there. But this is one of the hardest places. There's end grain right in there, and you're trying to get it smooth and get all the sand marks out of it, all the file and rasp marks out of it, and it's hard as a rock in there. It's hard to sand end grain and not show more sand marks. That's the hard part, sanding it without showing sand marks. But I think I'm ready to switch to a finer paper. I think I can dress this out from here around. When I do this front, I'll come all the way around and meet that. I think I have this oval, a symmetrical and balanced oval. I'm fixing to cut that center line off with a rasp. That final sanding at this phase is 220.